Well, it's that time of day again. You know, when you look back at the Six Nations in the old amateur days, it was the same format every year. We played France first, then England, then Scotland, and then Wales. And then they made one minor change. They swapped France from the first match to the last match. So we went to France every April. Thus, Paris in the spring had a totally new meaning for rugby players because whatever about playing France in the depths of winter, playing them on their home turf with the sun at their backs, they were just invariably unstoppable, and we shipped some really heavy defeats. This time around, temperature's certainly going to be sub-zero. It could be as low as -10, 9 o'clock at night under lights in the Stade de France. Really very difficult for Irish rugby players. France, despite winning, make four changes, all in the forwards. Uh, Bringing in Swiderski for Servat at hooker means their line-out throwing won't be as good, but their pace around the pitch will be better. Certainly, Pooks at prop forward coming in strengthens the scrum, and of course, my favourite Frenchman, Harry Nordique in the back row, immense in the line out. I mean, you all the kind of words you could imagine using about a line out jumper used for him. He's immense, he's magisterial, he's athletic, he has wonderful hands. And that is where I think they're looking at really challenging Ireland. They know Ireland have a good line out, and what they're going to try and do is, first of all, ensure their own ball, and then secondly, attack the Irish ball. The only thing I think St Andre might have done with France is to look how Wales attacked successfully, I might add, off the line out. So if Aaron Nordique wins it at the back, delivers the ball to the scrum half off the top, then I can imagine him using the French wings coming into the line the same way as Wales used George North, because this French backline may be smaller than the Welsh, but not much smaller. Okay, Vincent Clark is pretty small, but the rest of them big guys, and Rougerie has a proven achievement of breaking down midfields. The one good piece in news is Yashvili has had to pull out because of injury, replaced by Morgan Parra. The place kicking will be okay, but not as good as Yashvili. He remains the best place kicker in France. You remember that Parra had a kick to win the World Cup, but it was just outside his range. Had Yashvili been on the pitch, he might have nailed it. So that's the French team. What about us? Well, what about us? No change worth talking about. Keith Earls comes back as expected in the centre. I think we've got two sort of mismatches in this team. We've got a mismatch in the middle of the field with Darcy and Earls because they're not as big as their opponents, and in the case of Earls, probably one of the best striking wings in the world. We're playing him in the centre where he is less at home because he is an inferior passer and an inferior defender. And sadly, Gordon Darcy is a long way off the Darcy that we remember of some years ago. The other mismatch, of course, is in the back row. Hard to see how we can get Sean O'Brien running at defenders with ball in hand when he's playing number 7 and his primary job is to spend time on the ground. There's a monumental contradiction between a player who's supposed to spend his time on the ground and his primary skills are when he's standing up. I think that's a problem for us. Without wishing any ill luck on the fly half, Sexton has got to impose himself on the game. I don't think he imposed himself against Wales. I don't think that was a coherent idea. Are we attacking through the hand or are we attacking through the boot? I think we kicked too much and kicked badly. The other issue which will be difficult for us, I think, is the scrum. Because with the addition of Pooks, Mass and Swiderski are going to give us a really tough time in the scrum. Even if all these minor differences, and that's what they are. We are playing France in Paris, where we have won once since 1972. Like, if you only win once in 40 years, and he says, probably not great. And the bookmaking fraternity, I haven't even bothered looking because I don't bet, but you can rest assured they think France are going to win too. So, with the prospect of the mathematicians on my side, the bookmakers on my side, I'm happy to go, but not really happy, but you know what I mean. I'm happy to go with a French win.